What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Scarlett Tashay, and I'm back with another video. And welcome back to Sky Diaries podcast. I'm so excited to be back. I think what I'm gonna start doing is basically scheduling everything and maybe even like posting once or twice a week, just so I can better stay consistent and create better habits when posting, so I can do what I love better and be more structured and organized. But in today's episode, I'll be talking about the overall topic of, when you or someone that you know doesn't quite see the worth in themselves. And today we're going to touch on that a lot. So first things first, why am I talking about this topic? First, I think it is very important for you to know your worth and to know that the importance of your worth is very important, because it will show in relationships, it will show up in friendships, job opportunities, whatever the case may be. Basically, just anything, like going through life, you need to be able to know your worth and know what you're going to tolerate and what your boundaries are and what you're not going to tolerate. So my personal experience with this, like, I have dealt with, not quite the best of guys. I guess since I was, younger, I would say I started, we all have little like elementary school crushes, that we really, we say don't count and anything. But I think those middle school relationships, like kind of going into high school and like the first or second year in high school, is really the times where we may not know our worth as much. Right, and we'll touch on that, on why that may not be during those ages last. But for now, we're going to talk about this. So I would say in middle school, that's when I was definitely exposed to more compared to elementary school. Like, we change, we grow, hormones, puberty, everything, etc. So I would say I really didn't have like the best experience, honestly. I think in middle school, it wasn't too bad, but I think that I definitely didn't have a lot of self-worth, and I didn't know how much I was worth, and I didn't value myself as much, especially, when it was other girls in my school that, were more, I guess, like faster than me or older than me, or they had a better body than me, or whatever the case may be. Or just the simple fact that like most of the girls that was in my school, and I think this is just universal, like, date, or whatever you like to call it, talk, whatever the case may be. But I think just like not valuing myself back then definitely came to light when in high school I started dealing with a guy that completely like disrespected me and just did not, value me at all. But it's like I didn't even value myself. And now I'm not self-blaming. I do not say blame yourself. It is not okay for anyone to treat you anything less than respectful. That's just being human. Like, being nice does not take anything. So do not blame yourself. And I'm not blaming myself. But I think that because I did not value myself in those moments in time when situations were happening, disrespect was reoccurring, and I just chose to be silent, or I just like the red flags was in my face and I just kept moving past them, so I think that it is very important to know your self-worth, because you can honestly get into situations that you would have never thought you would have been in, or would have never liked to even be in, so like, for example, being in situations like with someone that constantly cheats on you, right? And, even if you don't know, but you feel it, and you see certain stuff or you hear certain stuff, whatever the case may be, and it's just red flags after red flags after red flags, and you ignore them. Let's say you just ignore them. What will happen is, okay, down the line, the truth will come out. That's one thing I could promise you. The truth always comes out, especially when it is hurting somebody. Like, when you're God's favorite, God does not play. You don't honor, like, people who are God-fearing know that they don't really have to worry too much about the truth that much, because they know at the end of the day, the truth will come to light, and it'll come in a full flat screen TV, big screen. It'll come full circle. So never worry about that. But then you're put in that situation where it's like, okay, maybe the females that he was messing with, or the guys that he was messing with, because this is a podcast for girls and guys too, and then now they messaging you, or now you don't have any peace, and it's like, you have to respect yourself. Because if you would have played that situation where it's like, okay, you respect yourself, you don't like the red flags that you're seeing, communicate that. If it's no change, I'm sorry, but I gotta part ways, or I gotta like mess with you on a different level. Like, if that was like your friend, or if someone else, like, it could be any situation. If a friend does something weird and they don't respect you, and respect isn't being given, and they don't value you, and they don't know your worth, but you know your worth, it's like, okay, it's either you could cut them off, or it's like, now I gotta demote you. Now I have to depromote you, and maybe we was in a relationship, maybe we just need to be friends, or maybe we was friends and maybe I gotta stop messing with you altogether, or we gonna be acquaintances, because I don't see that you value me and I value me. So I need you to either step up or step out. And you give them a chance to change, but sometimes it could just be one big situation or one thing happening and it ruins it all. So you could play that how you want to play that, but knowing your worth is so important. Knowing your worth is so important. Please know your worth and love yourself. Like, love yourself. Now, this is like a different side of this, because I've personally experienced this. Like, I just said my experience, but I've also experienced this in a way of my friends, not knowing their worth. And I feel like at the end of the day, you cannot make someone believe in themselves, and you cannot make someone know their own worth. At the end of the day, that is something that they have to go through, and they have to learn and value within themselves. Because you can believe in somebody, you can have all the love you want for somebody, or whatever the case may be, and you try to show them that. At the end of the day, they have to feel that, and they have to know that in themselves. Like, they have to know it in here and in here. Like, you can't make someone believe something that they don't believe. Even if you believe it to your dying breath, you can't make someone believe in themselves. Sadly, I wish we could. I wish we really could get into people's brains, but we can't. But at the end of the day, what you can do is you can support your friend. You can love your friend. You can help them get opportunities, or do things with them that would kind of like force them to like believe in themselves. But at the end of the day, they will go through experiences and challenges, to help them know their worth. Like, for me, if it wasn't for those things that I had been through and all those challenges I had faced, I would not be able to confidently say like, hey, I know my worth. Hey, I know I believe in myself, because I know it in here and I know it up here. No one else helped me put that in myself. Like, that was a journey I had to go through, and I wouldn't be the person I am today if I wouldn't have been able to go through those experiences. So don't discourage it if it does happen. Like, at the end of the day, everything in life is trying to teach you something. Like, if you facing a roadblock, hey, maybe it's time for you to get stronger. Or if something just not working, like if you playing sports and you're not getting the recognition that you want, maybe you need to like up your workout. Maybe you need to try harder. Maybe you need to change some things. Anything, like get more sleep, eating more healthier foods, like anything. Or if you struggling with getting a job or getting an opportunity or whatever the case may be, don't see it as a roadblock. See it as a blessing, because God's no is actually protection. He's actually saving you from something. Because honestly, we sit back and we think we really don't know all the things that God has helped us and saved us from. Truly, even if you was in a situation, right, and you left, you don't know what could have happened later on. You know, so just trust in God's timing and trust that God has your back and trust that God is there to protect you and be with you through those times where you may not believe in yourself, or through those times where you may not be loving yourself as much as you should be. What else? So the last thing I will be talking about today is how parents can play a role in how someone views themselves. I can say that, like, for example, if you grew up in a household where it's like, you know, you were like shamed on, or even if you grew up in an environment where it was like your mother didn't even, you know, have worth in herself, and she was kind of like, now it doesn't have to be on purpose, but just kind of displaying that she didn't have self-worth, or, you know, if she never could like stick to one guy or whatever the case may be. Like, any examples, I'm just going off the dome, just trying to think. But anything, I think parents definitely play a huge role in how we view ourselves, you know, because we interpret what we see. You know, so if you're in an environment where it's like your mom does not have self-worth, or, you know, she doesn't have any boundaries, you'll grow to learn that, okay, I don't have self-worth, I don't have boundaries, because it's what you learn, what you've been experienced to, not learn, but what you can learn and unlearn are those habits. You know, being able to recognize, hey, my mom, she doesn't really like believe in herself, she doesn't have as much confidence in herself, and I've been exposed to that childhood. Well, now what you could do is, okay, I'm a teenager, I'm an adult, whatever the case may be, I need to unlearn those patterns. You know, I need to spend some time with myself to know what I'm worth and what I'm able to tolerate and what I'm not able to tolerate. So don't let your parents or the things that you've been exposed to, you know, when you're younger, dictate how you view yourself, because your interpretation of yourself is your interpretation of yourself. It's no one else's, and it matters the most. It matters the most. So whatever, you know, you've been exposed to, it does take time. You know, it does take time to heal that. It takes time to unlearn that. It takes time to even recognize that you have been exposed to that. But you have time, and you have more than enough time to learn the value of yourself, because you are valuable. You are so valuable. You don't even know how much light you add into this world. Don't ever not know your worth over anybody. And sometimes we can know our worth and then get in a situation and just forget about it because someone has made us not believe in ourselves again. But don't let anyone dictate how you believe in yourself and how you stand up for yourself. Don't ever let anybody dictate that, because how you view yourself matters the most, and it plays a crucial role in how you live the rest of your life, through friendships, through relationships, whatever the case may be, business partners, anything over the moon. It is so important. So value yourself, respect yourself, stand up for yourself, and believe in yourself. I love y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all very soon. Love y'all. Bye.